Excel tables is one of the most handy features of Excel. It works as a container for a dataset that makes working with data much easier and much faster. Let's check it out. Here is a spreadsheet with a plain dataset, and here is a spreadsheet with an Excel table. At first sight, we already can see some differences. The first thing to notice are these colored banded rows, which makes it easier to see on what row are we on, and we can identify easier the data. The second thing to notice is if I scroll down, the headers are always displayed. So this also makes it easier to navigate within the table. To see more features of the Excel table, we can go to Table Design. Here we have the headed row. We can toggle it on and off. Then we have the banded rows functionality. We can also toggle it on and off. Then we have the total row functionality. This adds an additional row at the end of the table, which can use functions. So here we have used the sum function. We can use the average function in here, for example, or we could count the number of rows we have within our table. Some other style features are bolding the first column or the last column. Or we could also add banded columns, but it doesn't look very neat. So let's remove this once. Another thing that Excel tables are offering us are making it easier to add new columns. So we could add a new column called profit. And we know that profit equals total sold minus open round bracket acquisition price multiplied by the sold pieces. And Excel table automatically flash fills the whole column. We can also add new rows to our table. So if we write here just banana, this row will be added automatically to our table. We could write something else, and this row will also be added to our table. Let's delete them for now. And if we go back to our profit column, we can see that instead of ranges, we have the names of our columns. So in the formula bar, we can see the AT means this row. So our function is saying we are selecting this row from the total sold column, and then we are multiplying this row of acquisition price by this row of sold pieces, and then we are subtracting. So another great advantage of the Excel tables is the dynamic referencing. So with this introduction being made, let's try and create a new Excel table. Let's go to July sales. By the way, if you want to follow along, you can download the materials from the link in the description. Let's select the whole content of the table, click on cell A1, and then press Ctrl Shift right arrow, down arrow. From here, go to Insert and Insert Table. Or you could just press Ctrl plus T. In our case, we have headers within our dataset, so we keep this checked on and click OK. So now a table has been created. It's a good practice to change the name of the table. So our spreadsheet is called July sales. We could call our table July and enter. Let's format the date properly. And since I mentioned dynamic referencing earlier, since we have two tables now, what we could try is to sum the total sold column from June table. So we start writing June, then we press on tab to select the suggestion, open square bracket and select total sold, press again on tab and then comma to select the second part of the function. We can write July. I forgot to close. Now we can type in July, also press on tab, open square bracket, select total sold, press again on tab, close square bracket, close round bracket and enter. So a great thing with this dynamic referencing is that we can fetch the data from different tables very fast. Another thing that we could do is, for example, if we don't have the acquisition price anymore, let's delete it and let's insert a new column. And we want to fetch it from somewhere. We could go to our inventory spreadsheet. Let's create a new table. We will call it inventory and go back to our July sales. And here we could use the XLOOKUP function. So we can say XLOOKUP. So we will look for the product code within inventory table, open square bracket, here it will be the product ID, press on tab, close square bracket, comma, and the return array would be again within the inventory table, open square bracket, and acquisition price is here, press on tab, close square bracket, close round bracket, and enter. So we use the XLOOKUP function to fetch data from another table. If you want to remove the Excel table, you can click on any cell of the table, go to the table design tab, and click on convert to range. Yes. And now we don't have a table anymore. And to format it as it was before, just select the whole content of the table, go to clear and clear formats. If you found interesting combining the Excel tables feature with XLOOKUP function, you might like this video.